let's get into the bag itself. Now this bag is the Marine Corps ILBE. You guys are probably familiar with this bag. You can get them surplus used for about $100 now. At one time they were over $300. I saw one new with everything and all the pieces, and it also does come with a day pack, which is not here right now, but that day pack is in my truck doing other types of duty. The day pack that comes with this is really not that great. I don't really recommend it, but the bag itself is made by Propler, which is an outstanding manufacturer. You've probably seen them. They make bags, they make clothing, military type stuff, great things. I got this on Amazon. It is a 70 liter or 120 pound rated bag, okay? And I can tell you, when I was in the United States Marine Corps, there you go, see, proper international, there you go. When I was in the United States Marine Corps, we loaded this thing up with over 100 pounds of kit. Absolutely every single time. That's probably why I have back problems now. But I digress. So, it is somewhat water resistant. It is not waterproof. If you feel it has like a waxy texture on the inside, I always put a drum liner inside it and then load my kit inside there, all right? Has a lot of molle strapping on the outside. Just make sure all the buckles are here. Sometimes they break off. This little flap right here is if you wanted to put your day pack inside the pouch, or if you want to put a water bladder, you can put it inside there. On the back, you will see a very nice, comfortable setup. All the padding is comfortable, really nice. It has some grab handles. The waist belt is outstanding. Do not take that off. I know some people take it off because they want to wear a gun belt or whatever. If you have 100 pounds of kit in here, you're going to need that waist belt support, trust me. Nice lumbar support. This buckle usually breaks. This is a replacement buckle that I put on myself. And the reason this breaks is because it gets thrown around in the back of a vehicle or whatever the case, and it usually just snaps off because it's all plastic. Make sure all the zippers work. Make sure you have the top lid. Some of these lids, for whatever reason, they do clip off. So if you wanted to load this up with like, I don't know, an E&E bag or something like that, you can load it up, take it off your pack, and then run with it. You can do that, all right? It does have some strapping in here, all right, if you wanted to do that, whatever the case. On the inside, it's just one big open pouch, and I think it does have a radio pouch. Like I said, this is military kit, so it was made for the military. Make sure the radio pouch is in there. You can use this for all kinds of stuff, all right? In a survival situation, you could put twigs, food, berries, whatever the hell you want, and it does zip close. It doesn't zip close, but it has these latching, so you can actually use it as a bag, all right? So, really nice pack. I've had this pack for a very long time, and it's worked excellent for me. If you have other packs or whatever the kit is, that's absolutely fine. I think that you won't go wrong. If you get one used for $100 on the market, it's a great price. All right, let's talk about the basics, or the core basics of survival. I myself have spent a lot of time out in the field, out in the woods. I do a lot of trekking, hiking, hunting, and I have over 10 years in the United States Marine Corps, and I have served overseas in the desert and in the frozen tundra, and of course the jungle. So I have a lot of experience of what works. Again, like I said, what works for me might not work for you. All right, so when I'm bugging out, I think about the core things. The core things are gonna be fire, food, water, shelter. All right, even in the United States Marine Corps, that's what it was. We carried a lot of our kit, mostly shelter. Food was MREs, and water was a water bladder and 2 canteens. We didn't have the luxury or the time or the weight because I'm sorry, let's talk about weight for a second. But the thing is that we're carrying flak jackets, or now we carry body armor. We carried extra ammo, we had our weapon, our radios, so we had a lot of kit, and we didn't have the luxury of carrying a lot of stuff for luxury items such as an axe or a saw. So what we did was we carried a sleeping bag or poncho liner, a shelter half, which by the way, we don't have shelter halves anymore. That shows you how long I started. Now we have tents. Marine Corps does have 2-man tents, which finally they got the hint. But poncho liner was pretty much standard. Sleeping bag, we had the old World War II ones, but we'll get it, you know. In any case, shelter in the environment is environment specific. So what we have now is, right now, this is my summer bug out bag. Now, I know you can put other things in there and you should always prepare for the worst, but ideally you can't put everything inside that bag. It's 70 liters, but you can't just throw everything in there and hope it fits, all right? You have to understand it's physics. If it doesn't fit, it doesn't fit, all right? You have to figure it out. So I want to cover some other things here. First, water to me in a summer environment is going to be the most important. I don't care too much about shelter because, like I said, I live here in the Northeast. It's 90 degrees right now in the summertime. It is August, and in the winter, and at night it goes down to 70. So I'm not really concerned about shelter. However, because we're in the Northeast, because we're close to Canada, and because we have that nice easterly wind, the temperatures can drop and you don't want to be caught out there. So you're going to find kit in here specifically during nighttime if I wanted to rest and get some sleep. But for now, we're talking about water, all right? This is one of the items that I carry. It's a 96-ounce Hygiene Canteen. It has a nice plastic connection piece right here. So what I usually do is paracord, carabiner, and it has this wide open mouth. All right. The reason I carry this and it's empty is for dirty water. Now, there's only so much water that you can carry. I know for a fact that water is heavy. I think it's 8 pounds per 1 gallon of water. 8 pounds. That's freaking heavy. All right. So, is it 1 liter or 1 gallon? I'm saying 1 gallon. 1 gallon of water is like 8 pounds of water. Yes, that makes sense. All right, 1 gallon. I'm sorry, not liter. All right, so that's pretty heavy. All right. So just think about if you had a gallon of water. All right, it's heavy. I get it. So now, if you come across a stream, like I said, in my scenario where it is a natural disaster and I have to leave, I get out of my truck, I put on this bag, and I start hiking to the place that I think is most safe. If I come across a stream that I don't think is safe enough to stop, drop my kit, boil, whatever the case, I could pick up this dirty water, hook it to the side of my pack, and then when I get to a location, I can boil it, make it safe to drink, all right? I will be carrying one of these, which is a Camelback, and I highly recommend just not getting the bladder, but getting the case itself, because if there is an emergency and I have to drop my pack, or let's say I'm foraging around for food, I can carry a Camelback with me with the straps on it, all right? This is, was it 1 liter? No, it's 100 ounces, 3 liters, all right? So I can carry this comfortably and I don't have to worry about it, all right? So I recommend that. All right, this is my water canteen carry case, all right, or carry survival kit. This is Maxpedition. You can see it's well worn. It does have the ability to latch it to a pack, but the thing that I don't like is that it sits out on the pack so much that it wobbles around, and any type of wobbling weight, as anybody has had some time in the field, you know that anytime it wobbles or it gets caught on branches, it's just slowing you down. It's a pain in the ass. So what I do is just throw it inside the pack. Now, I put some 550 cord here. I don't know how long that is, but it's quite a hank. So it's, what I did is I just daisy chained it and doubled it over. I have Grimlocks on there, all right? Grimlocks on both sides, very easily to get, using for multiple uses. Inside my little pouch here, I have my little kit, all right? I got a Bic lighter. I have my Gerber multi-tool. That multi-tool, any cordage, cutting, that kind of thing if I want. I do have some water purification tablets, Aqua Portable Aqua. This is the fish mouth spreader, all right? So you guys know what to do with this. You put it inside the canteen and you hold it up, and you can boil water that way. And I also have my Sawyer Mini packed away in here nicely, all right? So all that fits inside this kit, or inside this little pouch. And if anything, if I needed to, I can carry this with me. I like to have kit that I can use that allows me the option, all right? Now, you'll see a lot of my kit is compartmentalized, and it's not always the best, because what you're doing is you're adding more weight. But something like this, if I needed to carry this with me and I didn't have a Camelback, or the Camelback popped and I lost all my other kit, at least I have some survival items in here. And like I said, in a summer environment, water is going to be key, especially in a hot, arid environment. Nalgene bottle, 48 ounce, and inside there I have my nesting cup. I don't want to really bring it out, but it is a titanium nesting cup. I can't bring it out right now because it's really jam-packed in there, and before I tried to get it out and I just knocked the freaking tripod over, so I'm not going to do that, but it's in there, trust me. So this goes inside the kit, and again, if I need to, I could just pull it out. So water's done. Let's talk about food. All right, this is a saw pouch, or an automatic weapon, or a squad automatic weapon pouch. It will carry 200 rounds of belt ammunition. All right, you can get these online. These are military surplus, but I don't carry ammo. I carry my food. All right, these are Wise. I think they are sort of like Mountain House. Wise Company. This is creamy a la king and rice, and I have about 6 or 7 packets in there, and these are 2 servings each. So ideally I have about 14 meals in here just in the freeze-dried food. Now I put it in a plastic bag because I want to keep it as fresh as possible and keep the odor away from animals. If you are trekking through the woods, and I've been through a lot of areas where you think it's kind of safe, and then the next thing you know, you turn around, you got a bunch of squirrels or foxes or anything digging through your kit trying to get at the food. The more sealed it is, the better off it is. As far as eating implements, all right, I have an MRE spoon in here, and don't be afraid to use the cheapo fine dining plastic. Now I know I had a titanium spork in here, and I do use titanium sporks, and I really like titanium sporks, but it's a cheaper option just to get plasticware. Get a whole, I think you get like a whole packet of 500, and it's like $3. So you can use that forever, for parties, for bug out, whatever the case. All right, let's carry on with the food. My cooking pot is the Alpine Stowaway pot. It is a 1.1 liter. Now this pot is a little bit smaller. I would prefer to get a larger pot, and you'll see in my winter kit I actually have the kangaroo pot, but for summer it's fine. The only thing I'm going to be doing in here is heating up some water, or if I get some small game. All right, you could also use this lid for a frying pan if you want. It's very small. I have salt, I have pepper, and ideally salt is going to be more important than the pepper. Pepper is just for any type of seasoning. But as you sweat out salt and electrolytes. You could also put in here any type of Gatorade or Salt Aid or one of those vitamin C kind of things. I have a small fishing kit in here because I wanted to keep everything compartmentalized where I could remember it. So if I'm looking for food, it should be in my food bag or it should be in my food pot. Alright, so that's kind of where, if I'm looking for water stuff, it should be in my water kit. Alright. Fire, this is my fire kit. Very simple. Orange Bic lighter, a couple of fire cubes, a candle, and this is a ferro rod. Alright, this is a 1/2 inch by, I want to say, I think that's a 6-inch. 1/2 inch by 4 inch. Alright, so really thick fire steel. And again, when I get into the field, that's coming with me. Inside here I have yo-yos. Alright, if you don't know what these are automatic fishing yo-yos. So you set them up and you set them on a branch, and when the fish take it, the bait, they come off and it hooks the fish, and then it lets you know. Inside there I also have a scrubbing pot, so I don't want to take it out, but it's just a little thing to scrub the pot. Alright, so that fits nice and convenient in here. It took me a while to figure out what I really wanted to put inside this kit, and it's not easy because what happens is you start thinking of how you live your everyday life. Okay, your everyday life is you go to work, you might pick up a coffee and bagel, you eat, you drink your coffee, then you go to lunch, you order out, or you have a brown bag, then you come home and you eat dinner. When you are in survival mode, that doesn't happen. Okay, so you have to hunt your own food, you have to trap your own food. I think I have snare wire in here as well. Actually, yeah, I put snare wire in there. Let me show you. So, speaking of which, you have to gather your own food, and in survival mode, that's extremely difficult when you are calorie depleted. All right, and you will be calorie depleted. Now, for a stove, I just use this. All right, this is the portable folding stove, and you can put the sterno. This is made by Sterno, and you're supposed to put the sternos in there. It's a very small folding stove. I don't necessarily believe in carrying stoves because I think that it is extra weight, but ideally this is what it looks like. This is one of the ones that are opened. All right, I'm not going to set it up completely, but you can see it has a grill on top. And then what you would do is once this is all clipped into place, it looks like that. Okay, so, and then you could open this and you can put the sterno inside, or if you needed to, you can put sticks in here and put this over your fire, and then what that does is it allows the pot to sit on top and cook. The idea behind the stoves ideally is a windbreak. The windbreak actually helps it cook faster. If your fire's blowing all over the place, it's really not going to cook that as fast as you want it to. And like I said, in a survival situation, I hate saying that, but if you're in an emergency and you need to cook food and keep going, you don't really want to worry about that stuff, okay? So it folds up really nice and neat, compact, made of very thin aluminum. Now I know there's a lot of stoves out there, so I'm really not going to get into it. This is one of the only things lighting or seeing in the dark. I'm not the type of person that's going to travel at night. I know in the military we traveled at night quite a bit. However, we had GPS, we had night vision, we had a squad of people. If you're by yourself and you get hurt, there's no medevac coming to save you. Okay, you have to understand that. All right. So the only thing that I'm really bringing is a couple of snap lights and a headlamp with some batteries. I don't like to go heavy on batteries or battery items because they will run out, and if this is a long-term survival situation, the only thing you're going to need this headlamp for is when things go bump in the night. That's it. So a bear comes into your camp or something like that, you want to be able to see him. All right, that's all that's good for. Snap lights are great because they don't require any batteries. They're only good for 12 hours. All right, and I have red, orange, white, and yellow. The only other item I'm going to cover as far as battery or solar power is my weather radio. Now they do sell smaller radios than this. This is the one that I purchased. It fits nice and neatly inside the kit. I will say, do not leave the battery in here and think that it's going to work when you pulled it out. I just pulled all this kit out and the battery was completely dead, so I had to get a charger kit. And the charger kit allows me to plug this into the outlet to charge the rechargeable battery. So you kind of see how that was counterintuitive because it does have a solar panel on it. The solar panel was not able to charge that battery, and I left it outside for 3 days. That's how dead the battery was. I actually had to use it. So this has some extra batteries in here that are the 1, 2, 3 rechargeable batteries. And again, I'm not going to store it in there. I don't think that it is I don't think it's a smart idea, but ideally if you want to carry a small radio with you just to get some information, let's say it was a natural disaster and you don't really know what's going on, if you can get radio wave reception, or you want to carry a ham radio, or you want to carry some type of thing like that, that's your communication, that's fine, no problem. This is my hygiene kit. I had to make it as small as possible. Ideally you will run out of hygiene supplies, but I know a lot of people don't pack hygiene kits, and I can tell you right away that you can probably go 3 days without a hygiene kit or a cleanup, but after a while what winds up happening is because your skin is dirty, it gets soft and supple, and if you get some sand on there and some dirt, you start creating abrasions. When you start creating abrasions, what happens is you start getting infection or cuts. It gets infected, it gets inflamed, and now you're sick. How are you going to be sick and carry all this stuff or carry on your mission, right? A little tough. So, simple stuff in here. I'm not going to take it all out, but I do have inside here some wet wipes. I have a mirror, okay, which you can also use for signaling, but I have a camp mirror, it's metal. Washcloth, these are camp suds, excellent, because you can also use this to clean your gear, your clothes, anything you want. You clean your face, your butt, all that stuff. I have a razor, toothbrush, toothpaste, sunblock, and I have mosquito repellent in here. Now, the one thing I will say is that eventually you're going to run out of butt wipes. And what you're going to have to do is decide on which item you're going to use to wipe your butt. So I have a washcloth in there, which I probably will use mostly for my face, and then I have a bandana that if I need to take a poo and I ran out of baby wipes, then that's what I'm going to use. All right, I'm going to use a bandana, make sure that I can clean it up by the creek or the water source, or if I have it, and then clean it out. Ideally, or what you can do is you can use that dirty water. If you're carrying the dirty water with you, you can use that to clean your butt, because bacteria has a lot harder time going through the butt and making you sick than going down your throat and making you sick. All right, so, and there's medical reasons for that, and I'm not going to get into that, but ideally you can use dirty water to clean your butt if you need to, because you're not really ingesting it, you're just using it to clean the surface. All right, enough about butt talk. All right. Navigation is going to be key. You can get these in waterproof maps. Get the geographical location, get the wherever you are going to go to. So if you're going, this is the map of New York State. Also state parks I would put in here, any place that you plan to go. Sunto compass, something to write with. I do have a couple of books in here, and I don't like carrying a lot of books because what happens is it weighs you down. Paper weighs a lot. All right, paper will weigh you down. Just an illustrated guide, edible plants, Department of the Army. What I like about this is it has color pictures. Some of these do not have color pictures, but ideally you can have a salad anywhere you go as long as you know what you're picking. Again, if you're in a bug out situation and you run out of your food pack, you got to understand that now you have to procure food. So it's going to be hunting, trapping, fishing, or the garden variety salad. I got a survival air crew survival book. This is dated. It's from the Department of the Air Force. I think it's March 1996, but it has a lot of survival features in here. And what I like is that the paper is water resistant. Okay, so it's like a waxy film paper, shows you how to dress game and anything like that. So this is very lightweight. They used to put this, it says Air Crew Survey used, very good. Okay, they don't have this in production anymore. There's a whole bunch of other books that you can buy that will supplement this, but if you're looking for it, I found it on Amazon on the used book market. Okay, if you're interested. Like I said, you want to carry a GPS, carry a GPS. I like a GPS myself. I think it's convenient. I know every single iPhone, whatever phone you have right now, has a GPS on it, so why would you carry a map and compass? Very simple. Eventually, the battery's going to go out. That's that simple. All right. If you don't have a way to charge it, and I know someone's going to say, well, you can just carry an extra battery. You can, and I do in most of my kits, but that battery has to be charged, and eventually that's going to run out. And you can get a solar kit. Well, yeah, now you're carrying a battery, a solar kit, and all this other stuff. Or you can carry a 2-ounce compass and learn how to read a map. So it's up to you. It's your ball game. The knife that I'm going with just in this kit is going to be Tarp's. This is the Tarp Steel Eagle. It is the 107C, and it has the saw back on it, 1095 high carbon steel. This is probably one of the first knives that actually started Tarp's off on its journey. I like it because it has a nice 6-inch blade. It has a saber grind with a secondary edge, and I could do a lot of things with it. Now the saw edge itself is sharp. It will work, but I'm not sawing through trees with this because it's way too small. But any type of trigger traps and stuff like that, if I wanted to use it for, the option is there. Very heavy, robust knife blade, and I had to upgrade the sheath. And let me show you the sheath. The sheath is just a piece of garbage. All right, so I went out and bought, and you can buy these relatively cheap. This is the Spec Ops brand. All right. Spec Ops, and up to 8 inches, that's what she said, and it's up to 8 inches, and it gives you a lot better Condora sheath than the regular Tarps. All right, it is reversible, so if you are left hand or right hand, it will fit. It comes with 550 paracord on it, so you don't have to worry about your cordage. You can hook it up to LBV. It does have MOLLE capable, and the snap in here is excellent. All right, so I put that in there like that. It is adjustable, so if your handle is a little bit bigger, you can adjust it. One snap. The Condora sheath is excellent. It's very heavy duty, lightweight military. And inside here, I have a small survival kit. I don't want to take it out right now, but it's waterproof. I have my lighter. I have some sewing kit. I have some fishing kit and a bunch of other little items in there that when I pull it out, it's very hard to get back in. So I'm not going to do that. I also have a sharpening, or there you go. This is a brass honing rod, okay? Small little brass honing rod to keep my blade sharp. All right, so let's talk about Tarp's crappy sheath. Now I know there's a lot of guys that will say, well, just get Kydex or just make Kydex. And you can, and I'm a big fan of it, but I just happened to buy this sheath and I think it works just as good, all right? I don't think I'm gonna have a problem with that. Top sheath is garbage. You can see it's very flimsy, Condora. This is what came with it. You can you could bolt it down at the bottom, but I was having so much trouble with this, and the Velcro, and if you don't know anything about Velcro, once this gets full of dirt and debris, it's not going to work anymore. So I tried to modify it with some shock cord, and that seemed to work, but then I was having problem with the actual insert, and it's just made like crap. So you know what, screw it. I got myself a good Combat Master long utility knife sheath. Just go to Spec Ops and buy one. I don't think they're that expensive, maybe like 20 bucks or something. All right, multi-tool option, here we go. This is my shovel. It's made by Glock. All right, what I like about it, it's super lightweight, and if you got to use a bathroom or dig a shelter or whatever the case is, at least you have a shovel that's man portable enough to get it rolling. Now, what I also like about this is that in the handle comes with a saw. All right, that's about an 8-inch, 10-inch saw. So that goes on the back of this, and then I could use that to cut down trees or dress game or whatever I need it for. And I'm a really big fan of that. Now this is a Glock shovel, so it's robust. It works. I'm not going to say that this is heavy duty or stronger than the US military shovel, which is stronger than this, but it's lightweight. And a lot of people do not carry shovels in their bug out bag. The US military has carried shovels probably their whole entire career, and the reason is because in a combat environment you're going to have to dig a fighting hole, a foxhole, a trench, and you need a shovel to do that. So that's why they have portable shovels. In a survival situation, I don't know if you're going to need one. I cannot tell you. I know that I feel comfortable having one, and I've used it for a long time in the Marine Corps, so that's why I have it. Chopping option is going to be simple. It's going to be this is a Condor Classic. All right, it's a hatchet. All right, it's not an axe, it's a hatchet. It's very small. It's not the lightest thing in the world, but it does have a hammer on the back, which I'm a big fan of, and the blade is sufficient. Okay, it's not the most expensive hatchet in the world. You can get cheaper, you can get lighter, whatever floats your boat. If you want to carry an axe or a hatchet, carry an axe or a hatchet. If you live in a jungle environment, an axe is probably not going to be the tool. You probably want a machete. So if you want a machete, then carry a machete. If you want to do away with all three of those and just carry a larger knife, then by all means carry that. This is my Sharpening Stone, and I know a lot of people will not carry this, but this is a dual purpose Sharpening Stone. I think it's like $250, and on the other side it's 80 or what. I'm sorry, it's $250 and 800, and then I have my honing oil. All right, if you're bugging out for long term, you're eventually going to have to sharpen your tools. It's that simple. All right, you're going to have to do it. So I rather carry a stone than try to find a river rock somewhere that I find is sufficient. It's already built for that. I got the oil, I got everything I need. It's in the pack, and we're good to go. All right. Medical, always carry some type of medical. And when I say that, I don't think you need to carry 7 types of tourniquets and blood clot and all that. If you're hiking a lot, mostly what's going to bother you is your stomach and your feet. That's it. That's what it is. It's your stomach and your feet. You're going to eat stuff that's going to make you sick, give you diarrhea. You're going to get headaches, so you might have a headache, that kind of thing. Pains, aches, joints. And if you slip and bust an ankle, you might have something like that. Blisters, that kind of thing. So inside here, very small medical kit. This is all gauze. I have rolled gauze, hemostat gauze, all kinds of stuff like that. I have, just in case, I have a scalpel, gloves, I have triangle bandages. I do have a trauma kit in here, so if, you know, for whatever case, if it's massive bleeding or hemorrhaging, I got that. And I do have a tourniquet, although it's a SWAT T tourniquet. It's not the regular tourniquet, it's just a rubber band tourniquet. Some quick clot, I always carry that just in case. And I have boo-boo ouch stuff, which I said is going to be your medications, your band-aids, that kind of stuff. And I just put it in Maxpedition, Fat Max, or whatever it is. And like I said, compartmentalized. All right, so now we're going to get into the shelter. All right, and the shelter is anything from clothing to what you're going to have to build your shelter. Now, these pair of boots I've had for a very long time. You can see they are well broken in. All right. These I think are made, well, this one's made by Belleville, but I think Belleville has been bought out, or no, they're still in business, I'm sorry. But now we have Danner boots that are pretty much the same thing. Belleville and Danner boots are neck and neck as far as military boots. I like these boots for one reason. They're well broken in. I use them a lot in the jungle and I have them with me. Now, a lot of people don't carry boots because they're like, that's retarded. Here's the thing. I don't care if they're trekking boots, sneakers, whatever it is. You're going to need something that's waterproof and can support your ankle. If you are wearing sneakers or flip-flops and you think you're going to carry all this gear, you want to wind up creating an injury and then you're going to be out for the count. Wear something that will support your ankle. If you want to get the nice high-tech hiking boots, keep them with your kit. It's that simple. Put them on top. You don't have to put them in the bag, just put them on top. And if you ever need to bug out, at least you have your boots with your kit, you can go. All right. Socks, wool socks. These are smart wool. These are excellent. I highly recommend these. 1 or 2 pairs is good to go. Synthetic, any type of synthetic material is going to be good. All right. I know that it's the summertime. A lot of people like to wear cotton. Problem with cotton is it doesn't really dry out. Now, when it's 90 degrees out, it's great, but if the humidity's there, your shirt's never going to dry out. So this is an Under Armour, no big deal. These are gym shorts as opposed to, I think these are Batters, whatever. Gym shorts opposed to cotton underwear, all right? Any type of synthetic, like I said. Dry out faster, they'd probably be a little less stinky, I don't know, depending on your body hygiene composition. Always another set of trousers. This is my military trousers that I have used. They are military surplus. This is a mixture of ripstop material and I forget who makes this. But you can buy these online. It doesn't really say. But you can buy these online. And what I mean by carrying another set of trousers is, listen, in a summer or hot environment, it's not really a big deal because during the day you're going to be sweating to death and all that other stuff. But if you're like me and do like to have a nice sleep, then you're probably going to have a dry kit. A dry kit is anything that during the day, if you're humping and you're moving and you're sweaty and you're disgusting, at night when you bed down, you'd strip all that stuff off, wash it off, wash your body, and get into some nice dry kit. If you cannot sleep, if you cannot maintain a sleep, at least try to get at least 7-8 hours. If you can't get that, get 5, whatever you can get. If you can't sleep, your body's going to break down, your mental capability is going to break down, and you won't be able to function. Nomex gloves. Nomex gloves are excellent, not only for covering your hands from stickers and blisters and everything else, but they are made of, I think, lamb skin, and they are fire retardant, so it's great when you're working with cooking materials. I have 2 bandanas here, or these are the triangle bandages or cravat. If you are military, they are just OD green. I bought these, I think they were Russian surplus. You get like a case of 50 for like $10, all right? And it's just a triangle bandage. Nothing crazy, but you can use it for anything. Bandanas, you can use it for medical, you can use it to wash your butt. Like I said, I don't know, just make sure you mark the right one, because I don't think you want to get ass face. All right, it might be you, it might like it, I don't know, to each his own. Now everybody's weird today. This is, I don't know how to say it correctly, but this is the military shama or shamag. I wore one of these. This one is made of 100% cotton. You don't have to get OD green, you can get any color you want. They make them in every single color and variety, but this to me is one of the best pieces of kit. And I'm just wiping my face because it's hot, but this is one of the best pieces of kit that you can get. Like I said, I wouldn't want to wipe my butt with this, but if you needed to, if you had an arm that was broken, or you needed a makeshift tourniquet, or whatever the case is, or you want to put this over your head because the mosquitoes are killing you, that's a good piece of kit to have. Rain kit, I'm only going with a poncho. Poncho has multiple uses. I know a lot of people use top and bottom rain gear. Buy a decent rain kit. You can buy a military surplus pretty cheap. You can use it as a tarp if you needed to, a makeshift tarp. I can even use this if I got 2 long sticks. I can make it as a stretcher as well. So you can, there's a lot of uses for that. Now, when it comes to sleeping in the summertime, I like to use a hammock. This is Hammock Bliss by hammockbliss.com. This is not the netting. Now, there are hammocks that look like a net, and the idea behind the net, and it's good because it's military, is that you can use it as a fish, a gill net, or you can use it to sleep in. The problem with the netting one, or the one that just looks like a net, is that the buttons and anything that you have on your belt that you're sleeping in will catch it at night, so it's a pain in the butt. But this hammock is made of very strong silk nylon, and it does have a mosquito net that goes over it. And what I like about that is it keeps me off the ground, so there's no bugs or anything like that, and I don't have to worry about it. Excellent piece of kit, but again, you're gonna have to have trees. You don't have trees, you have nothing, you know, you might have to set up a tripod if you want, and that takes a lot of work. So I put that in there as a good option. All right, if I want to use it, it's there. It might be a little extra weight, but again, that's it. You know, it is what it is. And inside here, I also made sure that I carry 2 climbing grade carabiners. All right, these are climbing grade. It just makes it easier to set the hammock up. That's why I put it in there. All right, tarp is Aqua Quest tarp. This is a very heavy duty tarp. This is not a Basha. The Basha is slightly better because it's lighter, but this is very, very thick. I think this is a 10 by 12. You can buy them on Amazon. I have 550 cord in here. I also have bungee cords. Bungee cords in a tarp situation makes things a lot easier. It comes in this waterproof kit. This bag is waterproof, but I gotta say, this thing is weighty, all right? If you want to go with the Home Depot special, the painter's tarp, whatever you can. But for me, if I'm not coming home, I want gear that's going to last. If it's a little bit more weight, it's a little heavy, I'll deal with the weight as long as I know that I'm going to be dry at night. Couple garbage bags, drum liners, all right, multiple uses for that. Not only does it waterproof the inside of your bag, but it you can use them for a pillow, you can stuff them with leaves, you can put water in it, you can do a whole bunch of stuff with that, all right? My sleeping bag is going to be my Recon 5. This is the minus 20 degrees Celsius, which I think is like a 0, I don't know. Any Canadians that know the conversion of 90 degrees Celsius, 20 degrees Celsius, minus 20 degrees. Comes in a stuff sack. This is a mummy kit. Now, the thing about mummy bags is they are super convenient to have because they are small and compact, but I'm 6'4", 230 pounds, and sometimes those mummy kits are a little bit tight for me. Now, the deal is that you can carry a Ranger roll. Like I said, you can carry this with a poncho, and I'm sorry, a poncho with a poncho liner, or the Bibi, and you can omit the sleeping bag. The problem is that I don't know how long I'm going to be out there. I don't know how the weather's going to change. I don't know. So if I'm out there camping, hiking, or disappearing for the world for a couple months, and then the seasons change, now I got to start thinking about how I'm going to sleep warm and comfortable. Shelter is extremely important. This is a military Bibi. Bibi is it's waterproof. It's for the sleeping bag. So you put it over it, it makes it a little bit more waterproof, and you're good to go. And then just a regular GI sleeping mat. We like to call this the rubber bitch, all right, because As anybody's ever served in the military, you know this rubber bitch is the only girl you're gonna have for quite a long time, and you always wind up sleeping on her. So that's what that's called. A couple boot bands. All right. So that's pretty much it, guys. That's my kit for the summer. This is the bug out bag long-term summer edition. I hope you appreciate it. I have a couple other bug out bags that I'm going to go through and try to enhance and fix, and when I'm done with that, I will put it up on the table and I will give you a review of that as well. So I hope this helped. I hope this gives you a little bit more information. Survivability, again, this is long-term. This is not a 72-hour kit. I think that with all the tools here, I'd be able to survive for a pretty substantial long time, and of course procure some more food. Thank you very much, guys. Please go to 3 River Blades, and as always, stay safe out there.